I'm Shannon.
And I'm Holly.
And this is a Girls Gone Curious podcast, where we talk about things that make us curious. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax, because your show is loading. Today's episode includes strong language. This podcast is not suitable for children. Please listen with care. It's time for some Reddit stories.
We're going to jump in with our regular Reddits of Am I the Asshole? My husband wakes me up multiple times every night. I, 40 female, am very health conscious, and I like to go to bed early, around 9:30. I have a young child and like to ensure that I get enough sleep even when woken early. My husband, 39 male, chooses to go to bed a bit later. I don't mind when I wake up when he comes to bed, but lately he's decided that he needs to turn the bright overhead light on every time he comes to bed so he can see to get himself ready to sleep. He used to just use the flashlight on his phone, but says he doesn't want to feel like he has to tiptoe around. This is an issue for me because not only does it wake me up, but makes it more difficult to fall back asleep because I'm more fully awake. He also refuses to put his phone on Do Not Disturb mode at night. I'm not even sure why, but just flatly refuses. I know it's very simple to set your phone up to accept messages and calls from certain numbers, and I don't know why this would not be an option for him. It usually goes off at least once or twice at night. It wakes me up, though it does not seem to bother him. I've become increasingly frustrated with the multiple wakings, and I've definitely yelled at him during the night. I find it disrespectful to another person who is a light sleeper to not take small, simple steps to help them sleep better. He sees this as me trying to control him. I have always been a light sleeper, and sleep has always been an issue between us. Am I the asshole?
No.
No. Comment number 1. My good dude, what the actual, and I can't stress this enough, fuck.
Agree.
My wife goes to bed considerably early than I do. I don't turn the bedroom light on. Hell, I don't even use the flashlight on my phone. If I need to look, I'll turn the screen on, use that for a smidge of light. Your husband is showing an absolutely staggering amount of disrespect here. Tell him he's not welcome back in the bedroom until he learns how to behave as though he actually cares about your well-being. Comment number 2. I moved into our guest room about 10 years ago for the same kind of reasons. My husband used to say I was an angry person, and I'm not really. I never have been. But I was exhausted. Now that I actually sleep uninterrupted, I'm no longer irritable. Your husband is not just inconsiderate, he's actively trying to upset you. A good partner would not blatantly try to disrupt your sleep.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I mean, this person definitely isn't the asshole, but there's solutions here. Like, could get a small, like, battery operated light that you can just tap to where. Why the hell would he turn on the main light in the bedroom?
Why the hell do you need a big light to get ready for bed?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
All you gotta do is really change your clothes and brush your teeth, but
Right.
you're gonna brush your teeth in the bathroom.
Right. That's so weird to me. Like, I mean, you could totally get one of those, like, stickable lights or whatever.
Yeah.
Night lights. Or even a nightlight that you can plug into the wall that,
or even like a little desk side lamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely disrespectful and is not regarding your...
Yeah, I don't... Definitely not the asshole.
No.
And I feel like personally, when my fiance gets ready for bed and stuff, like, usually I'm already in my pajamas as well and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so you're just chilling at home.
Right. I mean, I know everybody's different, but usually when I get home, I'm like instant into pajama mode.
Yeah.
Not like getting ready for bed, but like I'm changing into my pajamas.
Yeah, changing into comfy clothes.
Right.
And I completely understand with... I used to be a super light sleeper, and I would have trouble sleeping when me and my fiance started staying together. He would always have to have a light on or some noise in the background, and I could not stand it. It was so hard for me to fall asleep and stay asleep. And my fiance was always like considerate. If I woke up and like, hey, can you turn this noise down? Can we like turn this light off? He would always say yeah. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to rethink your relationship, because how can your partner not be considerate of?
Right.
And sleep is so important.
Right. And if it was the opposite and the husband was sleeping, going to bed early, would he flip out?
Probably.
Because she was coming in and getting ready for bed?
Well, and the thing is, he used to use the flashlight on his phone. Why now all of a sudden he needs the big light?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's so weird. Sounds like there's more to the story.
There's definitely something going on. Maybe he has a grudge about something, is just trying to piss her off or something, but she's not the asshole.
No. Okay. For the second Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for slapping a teenager?
More detail needed.
Yeah. I, 32 female, was at a water park this last weekend with my husband, 32 male, and my daughter. We were in one of the pools practicing swimming and keeping to ourselves. There was a group of teen boys there, and while I was working with my daughter on swimming, one of them came up behind me, and I felt a tug on the string of my top, untying it. I spun around, saw this 15 to 17-year-old with a smirk, and slapped him. This quickly caused a scene. The park staff got involved as well as the boys' parents, who were livid at me. My husband and another lady saw it happen and confirmed that he really did grab my top. There was also cameras around the pool that kind of show it wasn't the best angle. The boys' parents threatened assault charges, and I threatened sexual assault charges if they decided to go that way. Eventually, we were both asked to leave and haven't heard anything since. My husband, though, still thinks I overreacted a bit, which I don't. Am I the asshole? Comment number 1. Not the asshole. That's a natural reaction. I'd probably do the same by natural reflex. Same.
Yeah.
Comment number 2. Not the asshole. I teach my daughters to react the same way. No one has a right to attempt to take your clothes off, and you should, of course, do whatever you need to do to stop them from doing so. I can't believe his parents defended him. So, no, she's not the asshole. And I can say for certain that I have done worse.
Yeah.
To individuals.
It doesn't matter if they're a teenager or not. They should not.
Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
And the fact that she turned around and he was smirking.
Yeah.
He completely did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Definitely not the asshole.
No.
And like you said, if we were in the situation, we'd probably do something a lot worse.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't matter. I mean, she might not have known that he was 15, and it doesn't matter anyways. Like,
no.
Keep your hands to... What the hell are you doing touching somebody?
Yeah, that's not okay.
To attempt to take their clothes off.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
She said he was 15 to 17-year-old.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And the husband to say that she overreacted?
Yeah. No, thank you.
No. I can only imagine what my fiance and your husband would do if someone did that.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I don't think we necessarily have to do anything.
True.
Man. Okay, this next one is a little bit long because there's the story and then there's also an update.
Sweet.
This is a new category. It is called wedding drama, which I thought was relevant and fitting.
Not that we have any drama right now.
Yeah, as of right now. Brother-in-law's fiance claims my family never RSVP'd, but I'm the only one without a seat.
What?
Okay. This is a throwaway because I'm not quite ready for all of my husband's family to get involved, I think. I'm still reeling and trying to process this, so bear with me. My brother-in-law is getting married soon. My husband is the best man, and our 4-year-old is the ring bearer. I'm a part-time party planner, so I've been helping plan a small luncheon for the bridal party, immediate family, and a few vendors on the wedding day. So I'm not exactly a fringe guest here. The RSVP deadline was a few weeks ago. I filled out the online form and submitted it the same day the invitation came in the mail, with my husband sitting right next to me. We RSVP'd for the 3 of us, me, my husband, and our son. Easy peasy, right?
Should be.
Yeah, should be. If it was, we wouldn't have the story. Well, brother-in-law's fiance, sister-in-law, reached out today over texting saying we never RSVP'd. Not, hey, I never saw your RSVP, just checking. But straight up, you didn't respond. Which is frustrating on its own. But then she tells us that while my husband and son have seats at the reception, as they were in part of her original head counts, I do not. My husband was told I could come early with him to set up the luncheon still and stay for the ceremony, but that I would not have a spot at the reception. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. I'm married to the best man, mother of the ring bearer, and helping with the wedding day logistics, including connecting sister-in-law with some of my professional contacts. And she somehow decided I just wouldn't be coming, and she never followed up before the RSVP deadline? Just what? I'm torn between feeling hurt, furious, and just flabbergasted. I'm used. I definitely feel used. At best, this was a sloppy mistake that she's not owning. At worst, it feels like a pointed exclusion. I'm not sure which stings more. My husband is going to handle the conversation with his brother to figure out what's going on, because I genuinely don't trust myself to be polite and keep the peace. There was no other drama leading up to this that I was aware of. I have a good relationship with my in-laws, so yeah, this is totally out of left field for me and my husband. I would love to hear thoughts, especially from people who've gone through something similar. I don't typically touch weddings with work, so this is all new territory for me as a pseudo vendor / guest. My husband wants to reach out and talk to his brother first, but I'm so tempted to reach out to my mother-in-law before our actual meetup tomorrow to see if she knows anything.
Interesting.
Yeah. Edit 1 from the comments. Small update. Husband and brother-in-law are now talking. Brother-in-law was not working today, last night, and was helping father-in-law with something this evening. When I called mother-in-law, she had brother-in-law call husband right away. From what mother-in-law and I can hear, we're snooping. My husband was muted on brother-in-law's phone, and my contact was deleted. Brother-in-law can't log into the wedding website, so he can't check to see if RSVP was there. I'm not sure if I want to become a firecracker myself or get some popcorn as I watch mother-in-law pop off.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
So the groom he's blocked from getting into everything?
Yeah, he can't get into anything, and her contact was deleted on his phone and blocked.
That's so weird.
Something's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Edit 2 from comments. Okay, here's the last update for the night. I am tired and a bit overwhelmed by all of your responses. I'm sorry I haven't replied to them all, but I have read most of them. Again, thank you for all your advice and just general support during this really weird and upsetting time. So, my husband finally got a hold of brother-in-law after I called mother-in-law. No one else knew this was going on. While they were talking, brother-in-law tried logging into their wedding website to see if this was a mistake or a misunderstanding, but couldn't log in. So he texted sister-in-law to see if she changed the password, and she just told him to come home instead. This set off 3. 1, brother-in-law ended the call with husband to call sister-in-law about why she couldn't answer a simple question. 2, mother-in-law popped off about how dare that woman exclude OP. 3, mother-in-law and father-in-law flipped off on brother-in-law for already living with sister-in-law. They are very religious and traditional, and don't believe that a couple should live together before marriage. Husband and I sympathize with brother-in-law. Brother-in-law and sister-in-law argued over the phone. Apparently, she started claiming that it was an unfortunate glitch and it was too late to add another seat now. How the fuck is this hard to add another?
Yeah, it's one.
Pull up a fucking chair.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was never that we jived, and would it really be so bad if I went home early?
Bitch!
Plus, I could take our son home with me because he would be tired by then. At 5 p.m., this woman does not know kids, I swear to God. Then it was I've always been mean and excluded her from things, even though she's never invited me to any of the girly fun wedding events. At this point, my husband and I are glued to my phone as we're hearing yelling from all 4 of them until sister-in-law hangs up.
Me too, girl. I'd be like,
yeah, grab that popcorn. Brother-in-law is spending the night at his parents' and is unsure about the wedding now. He plans on going home tomorrow with husband, going with for moral support. I'll be going with hubby to my in-laws to hang out until we hear back about the situation at the battlefront. Now we are to the update. Or OP can't sleep after word vomiting this in her journal, so why not post the update? So hi, to preface, I did not expect my post to blow up the way it did. Several commenters mentioned it just popped up in their recommended, and holy jeez, it got way bigger than I could ever imagine. So, thank you, I think. It's super overwhelming on top of the real life soap opera I'm living through this weekend. Just to clarify something from the original post, I did not plan everything for the wedding. I offered to bring food for the small luncheon between photos 10 a.m. and the ceremony 4 p.m., as dinner wasn't planned until 6 p.m. It was going to be a long day at a farm in the middle of nowhere. I offered to do it to be nice, but also to make sure no one, specifically a certain 4-year-old, would be hangry for the ceremony. Sister-in-law only used one of my vendor contacts. So with things going south, my professional reputation shouldn't really be impacted. Okay, another update. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of updates. But I love it. Turns out the no seat for OP issue was the problem that broke brother-in-law's relationship. And we're a bit upset brother-in-law didn't talk to anyone about this until it blew up.
He might not have wanted to. Like, some people don't want to talk about their problems with, or maybe there's more to it.
Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes, brother-in-law and sister-in-law were having arguments about their future together. Most of these arguments centered around having kids. Early on, sister-in-law gave the impression that she wanted children someday. But as soon as they got more serious, she started backtracking. A few months ago, brother-in-law realized that it's very likely sister-in-law never wanted kids, but felt too invested in the relationship to leave. But brother-in-law always imagined having a large family, so this really shook him. On top of that, sister-in-law apparently had jealousy and insecurity issues. Per brother-in-law, I've been her latest target, which started when I turned down going to a mani-pedi with her. Why did I turn her down? Husband and son had rotavirus. Apparently, I was icing her out by not wanting to spend gastrointestinal doom. Can anyone please explain this logic to us? Lastly, sister-in-law was apparently already floating the idea of disinviting our son from the reception because he would have been the only small child there. Brother-in-law shut that down immediately, and mother-in-law and father-in-law kept that knowledge from us to spare our feelings. Ergo, our lost RSVP was not a software glitch, nor was it an oversight, but a rather stupidly calculated move.
Figured as much.
Sister-in-law was apparently hoping one of two things would happen. Either I would make a scene about being disinvited and be seen as the problem, or we would quietly accept our fate, and she would not have to deal with two undesirables at her reception. With all of this in mind, I can't figure out why she would have messaged my husband instead of me. Was she trying to cause more family drama?
Yes.
Again, the logic is not logicking. Brother-in-law was already feeling some uncertainty because of the shifting kids, no kids conversation. But the deliberate seeding stunt gave him the last push and clarity he needed. Brother-in-law told my husband it was a level of manipulation and cruelty that he could not overlook. So he ended things and asked for the ring back. No wedding, no reception. Just a super messy, emotional, heavy, and expensive breakup. And I feel so bad for brother-in-law. He's going through so much heartache right now, but he deserves better in a partner. Hopefully, sister-in-law can find a family dynamic that doesn't feel like a never-ending battlefield. That's all for now. I'm still tired. I'm still flabbergasted, but also relieved this wedding arc is coming to an end. Holy fuck.
shit, yeah.
That was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's something for a new category.
No kidding.
Comment number 1. Wow, somehow she twisted her own issues about not wanting to have kids into something where she targeted you and your child. Your brother-in-law is a good guy and picked correctly, dodged a huge bullet. While he's feeling a lot of heartache now, it's better to find someone who wants to have a family than stay with someone who pulled a bait and switch. He'll find his match, and hopefully she'll be a better person than his ex. Comment number 2. Children versus choosing to be child-free is one of those things that should be agreed upon well before you get to the wedding stage, and is a deal breaker if you don't agree. There should never be lies about that. It will only lead to heartache.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. And the sister-in-law is trash. She should have been honest from the beginning.
Yeah.
Clearly, maybe she... I don't know. I want to say maybe she did love him and that's why they were getting married and all that. But then she needed to tell him at the beginning, like, that's one of those things that you talk about when you're getting to know someone. Like, I mean, in my mind, if you're thinking of spending your life with them, like, hey, what are your thoughts on children? How many do you want to have? Like, guess what? I actually don't think I want children. Okay, well,
I do, so
let's just end this right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why are they a wealthy family? Is that why
that's what I was thinking.
Is that why she was like, oh, I can change his mind or whatever?
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
And that was
a lot.
That's a lot of wedding drama. And not to mention, you didn't want small children in the wedding or at the reception, then why would you have him as the ring bearer?
Maybe because she didn't have a choice. And it was...
Such a bitch.
Yeah. And I mean, it's possible that when she did start dating him, I don't know how long they were together years-wise, that she really did want to have kids, but then, like, over the years, something happened, and she decided she didn't. But that's when you go to your partner and say, well, I changed my mind, and I don't think I want kids.
Right.
And then you go from there.
But hearing how she changed her story multiple times about inviting of her sister-in-law, it's like, she's manipulative.
It was a glitch, and then it was something else, and then it was because she was mean.
Her. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Very bizarre. Very bizarre.
I am glad we had an update for that, because could you imagine leaving it at that?
Yeah. Yeah. That would have drove me bonkers.
Yeah. I like the comment about, like, OP saying, oh, should I, like, get in on the action or sit back and eat some popcorn?
Sit back and eat some popcorn. Let mother-in-law do the stuff.
Yeah. And luckily it seems like her in-laws do like her and love her. So
yeah, are supportive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and our next category is a new one for us, and it is petty revenge. Neighbor who's very artistic by nature getting a sudden eviction because the landlord's daughter wants the house with the art inside. What art? There was a house in our area that was known for having really cool murals inside, done by the previous tenant. Outside was pretty tame. She has a pre-built facade to make the house look like a cottage. Inside, all hand-done murals of Disney movies and fairy tales. The lady was an art teacher when she was younger, and later she started one of those paint with wine type businesses, which she did well before fully retiring to just doing painting commissions and furniture decorating. She's always been nice to everyone, even when I've been an ass to her when she complained about the truck being loud or speeding. We worked that out and been friends since. She had an agreement with the original landlord about the art. Since it wasn't outside, it wasn't going to be a problem. She's been living in that house since the mid-'80s, with promises of getting the house in time.
I do want to mention this story was posted about 6 months ago.
Okay.
So she's been there for a while.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed before anything was signed and legitimized, and his kids took over. One of the sons visited the house to inspect it with his daughter, and apparently they fell in love and wanted the art house for his daughter. My neighbor didn't have a lease, which made the fight harder, and they used the art on the walls as an excuse to kick her out. She was devastated, but she was able to buy a property that fits her needs at the last minute in another state that had a full art studio area on the first floor. She originally wanted to leave the house as is without the cottage-looking front, but my friend offered to restore the house to Rebecca's standards for free since he needed to figure out how to use powered paint sprayers. He also had a friend that did landscaping to help her with the front of the house. She agreed, and we moved all her furniture out to storage units, and my friend let her stay in his guest house free of charge if she did a mural on the living room wall. She had the house cleaned out in a week. On the second week, they buffed all the walls with sanders. All the murals from the front to back were gone. It just looked like blotches of colors. My friend, being the ever-diligent painter that he is, masked everything that wasn't paint and sprayed Kills Primer everywhere with his new toy sprayer. This thing was pretty badass. You can spray a whole wall in 4 passes. Gimme. Gimme it right now.
Yeah. How big is that wall?
Right. After the paint dried, he used his Rebecca collection of colors to essentially kill the character of the house. Rebecca condition is what we call flipper houses. It's always the same fucking colors. White with grays all over the house and the shitty dark tone Pergo flooring. Boring. The floors were tile, so he left it alone, but the walls were white semi-gloss. The wood paneling walls, trim switch covers, outlet covers, counters, and cabinets were sprayed in the most depressing shade of gray. The house looked dead inside when I went in to check it out. It was weird not seeing all the murals. The front of the house was the last project. She agreed to give his landscaping friend the bushes in exchange for the labor of removing the cottage facade without breaking it. The landscaper basically ripped everything out and just dumped gravel and sand with a boulder for decoration. That's a nice boulder.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
This weekend, I went to fix some problems at an old neighbor's house and noticed the house was still empty and asked the neighbor if had seen anyone move in. He said earlier in the week there was some U-Hauls there, but none of them were unloaded, and that was the last time they remember seeing anyone there. Bet that daughter was in for a surprise when she saw the house get turned into a basic hellhole. Yeah. Comment number 1. They could have easily asked her for a commission to do the same similar murals in their own home, but chose to kick her out of her house to steal her art instead. I'm glad this was the outcome. Comment number 2. A basic house for a basic bitch. That's interesting. All I keep thinking about is all that hard work and just love poured into all those paintings, and then they kick her out of the house because they want it.
Yeah, and the thing is, they kick her out for painting on the walls, but they want the house because
for the
of
painting.
The paintings on the walls.
Yeah.
That's That's fucking a bullshit move.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks that they covered up all the murals, but like at the same time, this is petty revenge, so.
Right.
And I like that they did all neutral colors, like gray, white.
Kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the second comment said, a basic house for a basic bitch. Our next category is Today I Fucked Up, which is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Usually they're funny. Today I fucked up by trying to impress my friends with pasta and accidentally seasoned it with ghost pepper powder.
Oh my gosh. My stomach is churning in thought.
I, 29 female, have been loudly claiming I'm getting into cooking. Which is funny because it mostly means I bought cute spice jars and watched a couple recipe videos. I invited 3 friends over for dinner and decided to make creamy tomato pasta with roasted veggies. Nothing fancy, but I wanted that little wow moment. Earlier that day, I reorganized my spices into matching jars and wrote tiny labels, except I rushed and a couple stickers got smudged. I told myself I'd fix them later. I, did not. Dinner starts great. Music, wine, everyone hanging in the kitchen, while I stir the sauce like I know what I'm doing. Garlic, tomatoes, cream, basil, all good. Then I grab what I think is mild chili powder to add just a little warmth. I spoon in a decent amount, and right away the air changes. My nose prickles, my eyes water, and I'm like, haha, okay, strong jar. It'll mellow out. 2 minutes later, one of my friends is coughing and asking if something's burning. Another is laughing, but also rubbing her eyes. I still commit to the act and go, no, it's supposed to be aromatic. Trust me. I don't know, lady.
I don't know. If my eyes are burning and I'm coughing, I don't think I'm going to eat it.
We sit down anyway because I'm stubborn and also embarrassed. First bite and the table goes silent. Like everyone's brain is loading. Then full panic. One friend chokes and grabs her water. Another runs to my sink and starts rinsing her mouth. And the third just stares at me like I betrayed her. I take a bite and instantly regret my whole personality. It wasn't mild chili powder. It was ghost pepper powder I bought months ago for a dumb dare and forgot about. And I had poured it into a jar with a half-smeared label that basically said CHP. So yeah, I turned pasta night into a spicy emergency. My living room became a rescue station. Milk, bread, yogurt, people fanning their faces, someone Googling if ghost pepper can hurt your throat for real. I kept apologizing while also coughing because the air itself felt spicy. I tried to save the sauce with more cream, sugar, butter, more tomatoes, like I was doing an exorcism. It did nothing. We ended up ordering plain cheese pizza, and even that felt hot to them because their mouths were wrecked.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Comment number 1. Wait until it wants out the other side. Luckily, it was only a bite.
You breathe fire up your mouth and your asshole.
Comment number 2. You're not alone. I accidentally made a nuclear breakfast with a Trader Joe's ghost pepper grinder that made my sister cry.
Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, man.
I mean, I've had ghost pepper, but it was like very little, like mixed in cheese, and that was, whoo. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. I like the way she told the story, though. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't think those friends will ever trust you cooking again, though.
What are you making for dinner? Pasta? Yeah, we're not eating it. Homemade ice cream? We're not eating it either.
Yeah. Can't trust anything.
Mm-mm. I imagine the girl that was like just staring at her, like, you fucking betrayed me.
Yeah. Just staring at her like, what the fuck did you do?
Oh.
Isn't like going for water just like make it worse?
Yeah.
You're supposed to go for like milk.
Milk, cream based, like ice cream, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I can only imagine they're sitting at this table and they take bites. One friend chugging the water, another friend running with her head in the sink drinking water.
And one's just staring at you.
And one's just staring at you like you.
You're like, it can't be that better. It can't be that bad. It's just chili powder. Bitch. Yeah, ghost chili powder.
Yeah. If you put it in your sauce or you're cooking something and your eyes start watering, something's not right.
Right. Something's a little stronger than we think, hon.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
That is why Today I Fucked Up are my favorite, because they're fucking hilarious.
Oh, shit. That was a good one. Next category for today is confession. I purposely made a girl fail a test in elementary school. I believe it was either 3rd or 4th grade. I kept noticing this girl would cheat off me and get the exact same score as me on every quiz or test. So I came up with a plan to make her fail a test. I purposely chose wrong answers on a multiple choice test, making sure she could see what I put. I put a small dot on the answer I actually thought were correct. I then acted like I was done and waited for her to go turn in her test. I quickly erased all my answers and changed to the ones I had dotted earlier. She had came back to our table and I could tell she was horrified when she saw me doing what I was doing. Long story short, she ended up failing the test and I got like an 80-something on it. I sort of rubbed it in too because I made sure to ask her how she did. I've only told a few people this story. One person told me it was kind of psychopathic, so I felt kind of bad. Why?
Yeah.
They're literally copying off you. They're literally like...
Yeah.
No. But I just thought I was teaching a lesson or whatever, I guess. I'm pretty sure it worked at least a little because she stopped cheating off of me.
I would hope so.
Comment number 1. I did effectively the same thing on a basic math test. The girl outed herself when we got our tests back and she accused the teacher of liking me and hating her because she has the exact same answers as me, but the teacher gave me a good grade and her a bad grade. The teacher asked how she knew she had the exact same answers as me and the girl froze. I let her suffer in silence for several seconds before explaining what I'd done after I'd repeatedly told her to stop copying my answers. She cried, her parents were called, her desk was moved to be right by the teacher's desk. Comment number 2. If my kid did that and they told me, I would take them out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Quit cheating off people.
Yeah.
If you don't know the answers, the best thing to do is to guess, especially on multiple choice.
Fucking do your own work.
Right. Actually, that's the best thing to do is do your own work.
Yeah. But like to be in 3rd and 4th grade to like think to do this.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously she had to be smart because someone was copying off her. I think it's creepypasta time.
I think so too.
And it's daylight out.
It's daylight. Woo! Just so we can think about it all day and get freaked out.
Yeah. I inherited a cabin in the woods of southern Norway, and something strange has been happening there lately. When my grandfather passed away in early 2020, I inherited his cabin in the forests of southern Norway. He was a carpenter by trade and built it himself in the 1960s as a weekend retreat. I spent many summers there as a kid. So when my parents initially wanted to put the cabin up for sale, I insisted on keeping it. Reluctantly, they passed it on to me. The first strange incident I can recall happening about 3 years ago, in early 2022. The sun sets early in the winter here, so I arrived at the cabin in the afternoon, shortly after sunset. I strapped on my headlamp and started unpacking my car. Just as I opened the boot, the wind suddenly died down. The usual rustle of leaves and distant birds' calls vanished, leaving behind an emptiness that felt unnerving. You don't realize how loud the forest really is until you experience a true silence. I looked around, slowly scanning the tree line with my headlamp. The forest became darker by the minute. Eventually, I decided to switch off my headlamp, so it wouldn't act as a beacon, revealing my location. Growing up, I'd learned that when the forest falls quiet, it often indicates that a predator is nearby.
And there's the goosebumps.
I realized I only had two options. Either remain by the car or make my way over to the cabin and quietly unlock the door. The cabin sits in a clearing about 50 meters from the gravel patch I call a parking lot. I eased my car's boot shut and crept towards the driver's side door, figuring that if something really was out there, I'd be safer in my car. The sound of the door opening echoed between the trees. A moment later, the familiar background noise faded back into existence as if nothing had happened. I suppose it was a minor incident, yet it still lingers on my mind. It was the first time I'd experienced anything like that. Since then, I've read a lot of stories about this phenomenon, and it seems to be a common occurrence. However, experiencing it firsthand is unsettling in a way that sticks with you. The next strange incident happened just 2 weeks later. I woke up in the middle of the night to a loud noise outside. Peering through the blinds of my bedroom, I realized it had come from the small playhouse near the edge of the property, close to the tree line. The old structure had been repurposed as a shed for storing garden tools. The sound had likely come from the wooden door being slammed shut, and the impact seemed to have left the door hanging half open. In retrospect, going outside to investigate wasn't exactly the brightest idea. But I got dressed, grabbed a flashlight, and stepped out into the cold night. Hell to the no. When I reached the shed, I saw that the padlock had been unlocked and was lying on the ground. A few centimeters of snow revealed a set of footprints running parallel to the tree line before disappearing into the woods. A wave of unease washed over me as I realized I wasn't alone. I hurriedly closed the door to the shed and ran back to my cabin. But before I stepped inside, I glanced toward the tree line. I felt an intense dread, the unmistakable feeling of being watched from the darkness. I stayed up until morning, and in the comfort of the sunlight, I went outside to investigate the footprints again. They circled the entire property along the tree line, including the path that leads down to the parking area. The prints looked bipedal, but the distance between each step was over twice of my own. November 2023. I was laying in bed, listening to a podcast, when I heard what sounded like footsteps on the roof. Santa Claus?
That's what I would be hoping.
Or is it the
Yeti?
Yeah,
Krampus?
or Krampus?
I think Krampus would be fun, actually, so yeah.
They moved slowly forward from one end of the house towards my bedroom, then stopped directly above me. A stillness followed. I tried to rationalize what I heard. Squirrels sometimes wandered across the roof, but whatever this was sounded much heavier. The silence continued for a few more minutes, which turned into an hour, and I eventually fell asleep. The next morning, I noticed deep scratch marks on the door leading up to the attic. In the summer of 2024, my girlfriend and I decided to stay at the cabin for the weekend. I was in the living room watching TV while she had gone to the grocery store. The kitchen is around a corner from the living room, and there is a back door in the kitchen that isn't visible from where I was sitting. Suddenly, I heard her voice calling out from the kitchen, asking for help carrying in the groceries from the car. Assuming she had just returned early, I walked out the front door and headed down the path towards the parking lot. Halfway there, I froze. Our car was absent. I felt dizzy, wondering if I had imagined her voice. I had to choose between going back inside to investigate or making the 20-minute walk along the gravel road through the forest to the main road. In hindsight, perhaps it was a stupid decision to go back to the cabin. But I walked back to the front door and peeked inside. I listened for a few seconds, but I couldn't hear anything. That's when I noticed that the forest also had fallen, completely silent. I combed through each room, searching for any indication of an intruder. But to my relief, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, except for the back door being unlocked. I still regularly visit the cabin on weekends and holidays. Even after everything I've experienced, I haven't been deterred. There's something about that place that keeps drawing me back. I suppose the positive thing to come out of all of this is that I never forget to lock my doors. Author's note. I originally wrote the story last year, and it was the first one I ever finished. I tried posting it to No Sleep back then, but it was removed. Since then, I've written a few more stories and improved a bit as a writer. So I decided to revisit this one. I cleaned up some of the phrasing and grammar, but it's still close to the original version. It's inspired by real events I've experienced at the cabin. And I've included a few photos of the area.
Nope.
The link's right there if you want to
Nope.
click on it.
Nope.
You sure?
Yep. I'm okay.
Where's Grandma when you need her
Right.
to come look at them? Let me know if you see anything.
You're right. No shanks. I'll take your word for it. Especially where he said it's some of the incidents are like what he's experienced. Oh, hell no, I ain't looking at no pictures. Nope.
Something's gonna fucking attach.
Yeah. No, thank you. We have woods by our house. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Granted, we're probably more in the public than wherever this cabin is.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. So this is like our first creepypasta that like they've actually said is based on true experience.
True. Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, I'm definitely not looking at any pictures.
it makes it even more creepy.
And it doesn't matter that the sun's shining because I have goosebumps.
Let me hold the sage and a cross before opening the pictures.
I'm definitely gonna pass. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't want to see the pictures. I mean, I do, but I don't.
I might sacrifice myself so I can, because I'm so fucking curious, but like
Right?
at the same time,
Right.
I don't want ya.
Right. I kind of wonder if it's gonna be one of those things like jump scare videos.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's like actual photos of the cabin. Ooh.
No.
What the fuck? Okay, they're not that bad. There's only 4 photos, and it's just pictures of the cabin.
Why'd you say what the fuck though?
Because he took a picture of the attic door, and it has scratch marks on
No.
it.
Which that could have been.
But it
Could have been an animal. It could have been.
yeah.
No, think so.
I don't know how an animal would do that, though, because, like, it's on the ceiling.
Or if it was like a bird or something
Yeah.
trying to get out.
But, I mean,
Or Krampus.
it's kind of, like, straight, almost, like, straight lines.
Oh, so Krampus.
But it also looks like it's been, like, moved and, like, scraped across the floor or, like, scraped across something.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you know it wasn't there before and then all of a sudden it showed up
Like.
when no one else was in the
Well,
cabin
supposedly.
with you. Yeah.
All those stories that I've been seeing of people living in crawl spaces and attics.
That's another creepypasta that I saved.
No, thank you.
It's like something about someone living in the attic or walls or something.
Yeah. No, thank you. With that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Girls Gone Curious Podcast. Until next time.